All right, so this is my conspiracy broadcasting network. I did an update last week and a half. I've been just kind of wanting to get away from doing too much blogging because I needed some downtime to, to let some stress off. And I can't do that because I have vehicles that continue to go through in time when I leave my house. This morning, I went out to feed the dog and I had a white SUV timing me when I left. And update is I've went and done a little bit of work when I do transit. I've even got the police are taking the semantics of this white SUV deal, this whole campaign for some reason of white SUVs. And it's not just about white SUVs for the duration of 11 years. It started off with them bringing in all of these red vehicles in of varying types. And then what they'll do is they switch up the different types of patterns. So it was red and white, which are the color of what my parents were driving, kind of like a red truck and a white SUV. That whole red and white pattern was there all the time. And then when I moved here, I had anticipated saving up to buy a white SUV, and I was gonna continue working. But the second I got a job, all of a sudden in the training experiences, it was nothing but subversion, and subversion nonstop, right? So if you go back to, I believe, vlogs in the series, the 80s series, the 70s series, it's just nonstop subversion when I go to the ambulance services, right? I show up and I've got them trying to force upon me these leadership roles, and then subversion of them using proxemics to intercept my conversations and cause me to deviate on scene. Obviously, you have neglect, and then you have deliberate subversion where no one knows how to do anything on scene, and you're disarmed every time you try to carry out a history taking or physical by fire, who, according to the Star of Life, just about I can't even think of any other service I've worked with that operates like these guys. But even at regional paramedic, it was the same thing. It was just nonstop verbal abuse and disarming of anything that I had to say. Always asking me why about instructions that they gave. So I don't know what the deal is. So anyways, and then all of a sudden I have I've always had these issues for some reason in other states, and I've been talking to the police about it. They don't do anything. They partake in it, and then they act like nothing's going on, and they antagonize you even further. I've had them, take evidence from me when I've supported it. They use semantics in the reports, and then when I moved here, I've had issues with Bass Pro Shops. I've had issues with Mark Outdoors. I had issues everywhere I basically frequent. It's a saturation technique, right? It's like an intelligence-driven saturation technique. Anywhere I frequent, anything I enjoy, anything that I do, that's where the attack occurs. So if I enjoy fishing, I enjoy going to the gym, I enjoy going out to have relationships, friends, or whatever, they take that away. They want you completely isolated. At the same time, they're always using semantics, okay? This is kind of like what's going on broadly, okay? Last year, I had some tenants in here. I had them dismissed, and I went and had a conversation about a private citizen's arrest on two of them, and the police didn't want to write a report. They had me write a report, but they never gave me a formal form. They just gave me an 8x11. Come to find out, the records departments in multiple jurisdictions, my city and cities surrounding, don't have the same records that I have, and they only filed what they thought was convenient and less, severe, and just going around the things that I'm telling them, basically, and doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Okay, so on the paper trail, it's not what I'm saying. That's basically what's going on, and I have that on self-authenticating evidence. I have their case numbers, their badge numbers. I have my phone records. I have audio and video, which they have some reason, some third party coming through and erasing all of my footage of them, the police, and my interactions with them. Okay. So I took down half of my page and went private with it because when I go to court, I just don't want to have to deal with anything that they're going to want to question. They want to question. It's just so strange is that the second I go and I have to deal with something and they couldn't take the time to deal with it 11 years ago when I told them way back in another state, or deal with it in another state, or deal with, I mean, how many years do I've got to say the same fucking thing and then they don't want to deal with it? It's permissive neglect. That's what this is. This is, I clock in and I'm going to partake in this. I'm going to be involved in this, both inside and out. That's what all of these white collar, blue collar thugs, okay, that surround me are about. So this is the Conspiracy Broadcasting Network. It's essentially COINTELPRO running psyops on all of my social feeds, psyops on my YouTube like videos, or any of your mainframe YouTube page search engines are all psyops. Your TVs are all psyops. Your Facebook has been psyops all the time. Anything that is electronic is psyops and propagated for propaganda and your emotional demise. Okay, you're constantly antagonized through all facets of your electronic devices, including your cell phone. I've been through literally, like, I think 5 phones basically. Okay, and they all have problems with them turning on, removing memos, removing text, removing pictures, removing videos. The list goes on. This is what this channel is about. The most recent update is I've been laying low at the house, working, just kind of waiting to do this whole court thing. And I still got these shitheads doing the same thing, except now the police want to actually antagonize me. And they've been doing so ever since February 19th, which is the day of my arrest. And they'll take these convoys of white SUVs and they'll wait for me to drive around wherever they can position them accumulatively, okay, maybe at a certain section or area. They'll take them and they'll have them drive behind me, okay, and follow me. And then they'll have the police, typically, lately it's been the Jefferson County, okay, police. This was, I went grocery shopping yesterday, but this has been going on before that, ever since my arrest, okay? So I'm arrested for calling the one of the police departments because I'm being followed by white SUVs to the gym. And then whenever I leave the gym, 2 white SUVs decide that they're going to follow me out of the gym. Okay. I stop, put my hazards on, and confront them. Okay. And I go to confront this lady, and she's wearing this blue shirt, brunette, and immediately keeps the window up and decides to drive off. During my arrest, there's a white SUV that pulls up behind the police SUV. And then while they have me speared and tackled into my vehicle, which I don't get, I couldn't just stand there for some reason because a police officer decided he was going to push me. Okay. I said, don't touch me. Right. So he puts his hand on my chest to push me. And I went like this, don't touch me. And then it was game on. Okay. Never said anything. Never said anything. Just went. And some guys just showed up. Him and his partners just showed up. Wasn't even the officer that I was talking to, and decided that he's going to push me back. And I said, don't push me. Or I said, don't touch me. Excuse me. Don't touch me. And from there on, I was 20 plus feet away from my vehicle, 20 plus feet. And all 3 of them grabbed me, and I feel like I'm going backwards. So I'm trying to stand forward. At the same time, they're pushing me backwards. And one guy's got me up in there. They basically have me in the air. Okay. And I'm tiptoeing, and they spear me into my vehicle. And then I'm saying, get off me the whole time. You hear it. Get off me. Get off me. I'm trying to fucking stand. These motherfuckers I can't hear a thing they're fucking saying because I'm telling them to get off me. And they have these 2 white SUVs, which is not on the videos, okay, which I have the evidence of. They don't give a fuck. They're going to keep running with this coercive control and permissive neglect. So as I'm on the ground saying, get off of me, and this is what they do. They've done this before, is they'll antagonize you and use coercive control. And the police know that's happening because they've been involved in the past. And then what they'll do is they're going to take those things that you're complaining about, and they're going to shove it in your face while you're on the ground being tackled. While you're on the ground being tackled, they're going to shove it in your face. And then when you try to get up to stand, I'm saying, get off me. They're going to have 2 white SUVs and a jogger come in front of you to try to run, to try to get you to run. You know how many times I've been to this intersection? I've been to this intersection dozens of times. Not one time there has been ever, because I looked at the footage, not one time has I ever come across a jogger on that particular intersection. Not one fucking time. And not only that, but this shithead jogger, just using this technology, just like everybody else, to harass you, runs through exactly the time that I'm on the fucking ground. Literally, when all these guys are on top of me, 3 or 4 of them, right? 3 or 4 of these officers are on top of me. I'm saying, get the fuck off me. I don't even think I said fuck. I just said, get off me. I just said that the whole time. Get off me. This knucklehead is coming through, running in front of you to try to get you to run. And then on top of that, they took 2 white SUVs and staged them in the intersection, had the whole intersection blocked up. And these 2 white SUVs are in gridlock, which is illegal, by the way, which is illegal. Okay. You shouldn't be fucking in a gridlock situation. That's a fucking ticket. But long story short, these motherfuckers are sitting there antagonizing you further. And you seen it on the interaction. When I went to go talk to the police officer, I said, hold on, sir. I said, this isn't going to happen when you and I are talking. So first, they're going to antagonize you, okay, by having them stalk you for days. This is right after, the day after some asshole come up to my house and was stalking me when I went to go out on the lake. Blatantly, okay, stalking me. And the next day I wake up to go to the gym and these guys are following me to the gym. I leave the gym, come back, and as I'm leaving the lot in the plaza, both of these fuckers are coming behind you. And then you have one pull up while the police pulls up. And then you have these fuckers that are in front of you, deliberately gridlock. These motherfuckers are working together, cyber stalking you and surveying the situation in order to gridlock in the intersection in front of you with 2 white SUVs and have some asshole jogger try to continue to antagonize you. It's just nonstop fuckery with your ambient conditions. Nonstop white collar thug fucking cyber stalking, okay? And coercive control and permissive neglect. That's what this is. Since that day, they just not only did they decide to fuck with me right there, and then spear me, and then tase me, okay, and then continue to stalk me. I get into the gym or the jail, and they're pushing fucking spoof notifications about how $900 is coming out of my account. Okay, exactly when I'm in the fucking kiosk going to talk to the bond lady. Okay, and they push this spoof notification for $900. Okay, and then I leave there and I've got these issues with the impoundment process and this officer subverting and giving me problems. The same police department, okay? And the impoundment ladies. So, long story short, that's on a different video. Yesterday, this is how simple yesterday was supposed to be. Instead, it can't be simple. It has to be on their accord. It has to be their abuse all fucking time. Cyber stalking at all times. The only way you can have accuracy and precision and use semantics like this is if you're fucking cyber stalking, if you're aware. So if you have accuracy and precision, there's cyber stalking going on. It's federal and it's a local fucking violation, right? It's a state violation. They don't fucking get it. And then these things are occurring because they won't fucking stop it. I tried to get them to stop 11 fucking years ago. 11, okay? Telling them this is what's going on. Something is not right. Instead, every fucking police department and every fucking jurisdiction, every fucking place that I go acts like they don't know what the fuck's going on. But probability and statistics wise says everything else. So yesterday, something so simple as to go to the grocery store. Yesterday, I stayed in the whole day. I went out for 35 minutes, 35, okay? I ordered some groceries. They're trying to find any way they can to antagonize you and terrorize you. It's terrorism. It's fucking terrorism, right? I blew my Achilles, my right Achilles, because of terrorism. Okay, so I've suffered bodily harm. They don't want to give you an attorney. I've suffered problems in the workplace and been fucking deficient in finance because of it. They don't want to give you an attorney. These motherfuckers want you to blow up and be so outlandish and fucking kill somebody or have you fucking killed or damn near it, right? On either end, either you fuck up and you piss somebody off and you get shot or stabbed. We're in fucking one of the worst states possible. Or, okay, the other way around. I get fucked up, shot, or stabbed. They want one of the two. You ever notice that they don't ever go and do investigations until after the fact? That's how it works. Until after the fact. Oh, we don't do anything with our investigators until something of gross bodily harm happens. That's what they want. And this is why I'm here displaying it on my broadcasting network, that this is the type of white collar and blue collar thugs that I've been dealing with for years, okay? Ever since I was a teenager, 4 years, okay? And the whole time, there's not just the police involved, everybody's involved, including your whole family. And they just keep shoving shit in your face. Shit every single day, okay? And when it wasn't going on persistently, like a fucking magnet, it was going on behind my back and I felt that shit. I just didn't know what it was. And the whole time, you have your bitch father saying, I would just ignore it. Not telling you or showing you how to go about the process legally. Instead, he's over there antagonizing you and you just don't know it, trying to make you submissive and go through this fucking process when this process should have been dealt with fucking years ago. Just like my parents in other states bringing up shit about their personal life when I'm trying to graduate, about divorce. It's just this laundry list and cookie crumbs of food poisoning me every 2 fucking years, just non-fucking stop fucking cookie crumbs that goes all the way back to when I was a fucking young teenager, when I was a young boy, okay? And not one fucking person in the justice system wants to do anything about it. They want to continue it for some reason. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. And if I don't get it, that means I have a mental problem. And if I have a mental problem, that still means I have a fucking right to pursue justice. So I don't get it. Okay, I don't really get what the fucking problem is. Let's go back to yesterday because I'm just so hyped and it gives me, I know I have PTSD from this. I've got to have it by this point. I really do. Every single time I've got to go somewhere, I've got to deal with these fucking white SUVs, and then they'll have the fucking sheriff department or some police department show up while they're fucking stalking me. While they're fucking stalking me. In this case, it was the same thing. I went to fucking Walmart, I ordered it online, went to go pick it up, and the second I get there, I made sure to do it at night. These motherfuckers are coming together with like a blue vehicle, okay, or red vehicles, the same shit I've been dealing with for years, right? Coming around with these unstatistically irrelevant, irrational, fucking improbable statistical scenarios where I'm being followed or I'm either being intercepted by things that don't even numerically make sense on paper, according to DuPont's, vehicle paint statistics or whatever, right? Like the ratio is just way off. So I'm being inundated with all of these fucking blue vehicles or a red vehicle or a white SUV. And what they'll do is they'll keep it all away. And then what they'll do is they'll bring it in. They'll keep it all away and then they'll bring it all in, right? So you'll be going there and then when you go back, they'll bring it all in. And they just fuck with your mind. They're fucking with your mind. And I have this on video. It's just like, I don't have the time or the fucking space to sit here and put it on storage. It eats up so much storage. 1 terabyte is like 40 fucking bucks. And I can go through a terabyte easily the more I fucking drive. Easily. So when I get finally to Walmart, I get in the parking lot and I've got this fucking big, obese, overly weight woman, probably like morbid obese. We're talking BMI of 40 plus.
maybe even 35. I'd give her 35, maybe. Okay. And she's sitting on the corner as I'm turning into the pickup slots. And she's in the same color as the beige donut box that I had ordered. I ordered a dozen glazed donuts because I don't know what the outcome of any of this stuff is in court. If I'm going to jail, I'm going to have a little weight on me. I'd like to have a little weight because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I know what happens out here in the free world, but I don't know what's going to go on inside the fucking cell. So I'm trying to put on some weight. Order me a dozen donuts, get some extra calories. Okay. So the thing about it is this giant lady wearing the same color, I mean, literally to the T. If you were to take a sample of her shirt and bring it over to the donut box, it's the same color. Okay. And so I pull in there and I had ordered a dozen glazed. The guy comes out, gives me everything that I need, right? After I dial in that I arrived. And then at the very end, the very last thing that he tries to give me is these dozen donuts. And the top of the fucking clear package on the top has a little clear screen, right? And so you can see inside. It's all beat up, tore up, and fucked up. Okay? All beat up. Okay? And ripped. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to go check to see, yada, yada. I ordered literally, I go back to my ticket. I think I ordered 7 things. Only 7 things, right? That's how I knew that they're just there to antagonize you. This is at night. Okay, this is at night. They still got these fuckers driving around me everywhere I go. Every day. And now the police, the deputies and the sheriff SUVs are all showing up around these white SUVs everywhere I go. So they're antagonizing me and then trying to intimidate me to get me to go through it and say, look, we're going to intimidate you and you can't do anything about it. Just remember, private citizen's arrest. If I can't call you, I'm not going to say anything further. When the guy goes and puts the donuts away that are torn, he comes back and he goes, oh, well, we don't have 2 dozen, or we don't have a dozen of glaze, but we have a dozen of glazed and chocolate. Did you want that? And he brings 2 boxes of these. So now he's got 2 boxes of these donuts, right? Each a dozen a piece, and both of them have 6 glaze and 6 chocolate. Okay? And these officers charged me with two charges. They got me on 2 charges. And so they want to use semantics now everywhere I go, including previous videos, that they're using the number 2. Everything is about the number 2. Everything is about the number 2 now. They'll send me 2 emails. They'll send me 2, in this case, 2 boxes of donuts, 2, whatever they can come up with, 2 notifications on my Facebook all the time. It's just 2 everything, 2 and 2 and 2. And so they just keep running this fucking game using your electronics at all fucking times. Okay? At all times. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I've been going to work, and when I go to work, I've got some footage where I got this asshole officer pulling up behind me 3 or 4 days after my arrest. He had all these white SUVs come and collude to intercept me and then drive behind me, beside me, and in front of me. Or I think it was in that particular case, they were all behind. And then they had this police officer come up behind me. I decided I'm going to turn off. And he comes up behind me in the median, turns his lights on, and just sits there while I have my turn signal on. And then I go to turn, and all of a sudden he just peels off and drives off. And he stops at the gas station up ahead, waiting for a confrontation. That's exactly what that was about. Waiting for a confrontation. And these motherfuckers want to tell you, well, don't call us. Just remember that. Just remember that. 11 years. Antagonism, coercive control, permissive neglect. Don't call us. We're not going to do anything. And then you have all of these you have government agencies partaking in this, banks partaking in this, banks not giving me information about privacy and confidentiality. You have my phone company and carrier not giving me appropriate data, hiding months of information and blocking out information. You have all of these people involved and no one has answers. No one has answers. Okay. I've been calling and reporting this. Even when I went last year, I reported the stalking, the trespassing, and getting the tenants removed. When I was in there reporting this, and when I put down the laws and I put down the circumstances, these officers didn't want any part of what I was saying criminally. They didn't want to deal, report, or take down any information. I wrote it. They gave me an 8x11 instead of a report, and I'm supposed to be allowed to make a report. I'm allowed to. I'm a citizen. Okay, and they're telling me and arguing with me over this. They're arguing with me over this, and I have it verbatim. And I got a question for you. How can you have somebody like myself report something so many times and then not one of them be correct? How could you have somebody report for so long, for so many times, and then have no validity to it? It just, I'm not, again, it's terrorism. It's blatant terrorism. So that's where we're at. We're just sitting here waiting for this whole court thing to go forward. The attorneys and the bars associations, they've abused me in the past when I go through these processes. So there you have it. I mean, I don't know what to say, but it's nonstop. I can't really go outside during the daylight because they want to inundate you with all of these vehicles everywhere you go and fucking keep tabs on you every time you drive somewhere. I go to the gym, they want to keep tabs on you. I go anywhere and everywhere you can conceive, okay? They keep tabs on you. When you want to go mountain biking, these motherfuckers will time when you go mountain biking. And when you go mountain biking, they're going to bring the same color bike that you have, and they're going to fucking intercept you on the trails with the same color bike that you have and just follow you around everywhere you go. Oh, you don't like the white SUVs? Okay, we're going to take the white SUV. It'll be the only vehicle parked there at the bicycle park or at the mountain bike park. That'll be the only vehicle that's parked there. That's how they do it. Oh, you don't like this? Okay, that's going to be the only vehicle that's going to be parked over there. You don't like red vehicles? Okay, we'll take a red car, red something, and we're going to park it. That's what they've been doing. I have that on video. And they just keep erasing this evidence. The terrorism. It's just non-stop terrorism. Okay? And that's where we're at. So no one has any answers. It's going on. And all it is terrorism. Terrorism. That's it. No one's got any answers. So we filed with the DOJ on civil rights. Okay. Aaliyah, for some reason, I'm not even going to talk to Aaliyah because Aaliyah's got an issue for some reason, just like the rest of the police departments, just like everybody else. There's always an issue. And how many times you got to fucking raise a flag? 11 years, obviously. 11 years. Obviously, you got to keep raising the flag, right? You got to keep blowing the fucking horn because they don't see it. They don't see it. They don't understand. I don't understand how simplistic it is that you're being fucking stalked. It's fucking psycho. It's literally fucking psycho and it's terroristic. And you've got people who are functioning as thugs in blue collar and white collar fucking fashion. Clock in and clock out. You're the same thug when you clocked in that you were when you clocked out. And that's how this is. This is nothing but a fucking power trip. It's to have control and power over everything at all times. Okay? Like I said, I've been arrested because I've got people fucking following me and stalking me to harass me. They don't want to do anything about it. And then they want to criminalize you and make you go through this process and subvert you from fucking school, give you fucking high cortisol levels, give you fucking cardiac disease, give you fucking incidents of stroke and blood pressure, and just tear your fucking body up. And it's not enough, apparently, to afford somebody an attorney. That's not fucking enough. It's got to be more, right? We got to keep drilling it down more and taking more and fucking destroying more, and we're not going to fucking hear it, right? So there's no telling what these fuckers do to other people. But this is my story, and this is what's going on in my reality. And I have objective information that's being destroyed to fucking hide it. Okay? The other thing is the abuse goes further, and they do this at every police department. So not only did I tell you on the last episode about all the things that they left behind, but one of the officers in there, his name is Moat, okay? And he's in internal affairs. In the backyard, I have video of this in the 90s series, early 90s, I believe, about how the city has been disinforming me about how to handle the abundance of water coming out of the back upper hill over here into my backyard. And it's flooded my entire backyard now. I can't use my backyard at all. So I can't build a fence. I can't do anything. And this water is coming up to my foundation and keeping my foundation soft. So it's ruining the foundation over time. Also, it's got mice and all these other vectors like mosquitoes that inhabit these pools of water, right? Possibly giving my dog fucking heart disease, right? And the thing about it is this started February, I believe, of last year. I notified them after I noticed that the discharge was persistent and it didn't stop around May. And we went back and forth from that point forward on how to stop this. And I got nothing but subversion from all of these people in that department, including the waterworks department. Okay. And they'll call me back and forth and they'll wait for me to be away from the phone. And then they'll call me and all this other stuff. Right. So after my arrest, they had staged, after I had submitted my form on the city about the neglect of this water on the adjacent property. And this is what I was told to do by the city, okay, by multiple people in that department. It's on their records, okay? I was told to do something a certain way. I went and I did that, and then they told me that this is not what they do and we can't handle it. The same people, okay? The same people. Over a year, okay? They waited for me after my arrest. They slipped in the denial, this whole I don't do it, this whole formal letter, like we don't do that. We can't take the claim. You have to go talk to another another organization for this. After they spent a whole year, right? Literally a whole year, okay? And they gave me information about that. I wouldn't say a whole year. We probably went probably 5 months, okay? 5 months of how to fill out that thing and what to do with that thing, that whole claim form. I get back home from being arrested. I'm put on bond. I open up this letter, and it says, I showed you, I believe on one video, that this is not city saying this is not how we handle things. We can't do anything with this. You need to go talk to the other organization, yada, yada, in this formal letter. Long story short, I've been talking about how I'm digging water, trenching, and all this other stuff, drainage pipes. And so what they do is they have this officer make sure to antagonize me, okay? And then when I'm arrested, they have me going and reporting to an officer named Officer Moat. I had been talking about, making a moat around the house. And this is what they do, is they antagonize you and control everything that you do. Every little thing, okay? They make semantics out of every little thing that's happening. Every little thing, they keep tabs on everything. They don't give you a job unless the job has people and connections and networking to facilitate your harassment and your terrorism. That's how that whole job thing works, okay? I've been doing this ever since I was 18. That's exactly how this whole occupational setting works, is we're only going to make sure to connect you and network with you with problems. Your whole network is nothing but fucking problems and fucking terrorism and fucking semantics. Just like the police department up there in Indianapolis. The same thing. Just like the one out there in North Carolina. Thus, I got documents showing it. They just want to use semantics and abuse you. And they use permissive neglect the whole time. And they're sitting there tasing you on the fucking ground while they have these fucking SUVs swarming around you and being directly in your line of sight. Directly in your fucking line of sight at all times. They're coordinating that shit. They're willing to do gridlock just to fucking make it happen. And the whole time. The whole fucking time. And this is why those police officers fucking speared me 20 plus feet. 20 plus feet. Okay? They couldn't just say you're under arrest and we were going to put you right here, yada, yada. They couldn't do that. No. They decided they were going to grab me and make sure that I was over there so that they could orchestrate that shit. Because the whole time I was facing this way, talking to these officers, behind me, they had these fuckers lined up, ready to go, and they had the whole fucking crowd on that intersection formulating and fabricating more fucking abuse. And while I'm on the ground saying, get off of me, okay, after being fucking speared, all right, they decide they're going to taser me and have this shithead jogger. There has never been anybody come across that section. I have been there for 2 years, went to that gym for 2 years now. No one has ever been at that intersection. You had this shithead fucking jogger, okay? Saboteurs, just like I'm talking about, CIA field manual of sabotage, right? And psychological subversion and fucking abuse using cyber stalking, okay, to be in synchrony with this particular scenario I had not put myself in, but people put me in. Okay? People put me in the situation. Okay? I'm being fucking stalked. No one wants to fucking do anything about it. I said enough's fucking enough. Who are these people? The fucking police don't give a shit. Just remember that. They don't give a shit. And since then, my arrest, they want to have these fuckers come around you. I got it on video. And then have the fucking police do the same thing and come around you whenever you're driving and allow them to fucking drive around you. Allow these fuckers to drive around you, follow you behind you, and then have police taunt you and fucking harass you. Okay? And this is a whole build-up to anything in the future. So if I, for some reason, fucking absolutely lose it, right? I absolutely fucking lose it, let's just say. And I had enough. And I fight somebody. Or if I fight a police officer. That's what they want. They want you to go into this jail system, a bunch of fucking knuckleheads. And then the police are going to be fucking neglectful the whole time. And this is a setup for the future. Every time you come in contact with anybody, it's always a setup for the future. So the fact that the police don't want to fucking do anything, they haven't done anything, an investigator or a prosecutor hasn't done anything, an attorney hasn't done anything, a magistrate hasn't done anything, nor has a fucking judge done anything. That's what's on my record on evidence. The fact that that cohort of thugs doesn't want to do anything, once you get inside the fucking system, are you going to fucking raise a flag to them when something happens? No, this is how they fucking criminalize you. This is how it's done, okay? They sit there and use permissive neglect, and then they have a fucking thug come in there and fucking touch you or harass you or do something, and then you end up fucking putting them in their place. And guess what? Now you're charged with something else, and you got to stay in there longer. This is how it fucking works. And this is what happens when people don't do their fucking job, okay? And this is what happens when you have thugs running the justice system, okay? So this is where we're at. We're fucking isolated. And it's a good thing because I can't just talk to somebody rationally or irrationally. Apparently, none of it fucking works. It's not really irrational. It's just frantic is what I would say. Because if you've been going through it for 11 years, you probably have, some frantic nature to it. Simple fact that by now you probably develop PTSD or some type of fucking anxiety because it's so psychotic and so fucking irrational that you guys don't fucking see it, right? Or that you can't go outside and you're stalked at all times. Everywhere you go, you're fucking stalked. You're touched everywhere you go. Just like you heard me on the April 18th. When I was a boy and I'm going out with anyone else in the family, how come no one's touching them? How come no one's running carts into them? No one has fucking answers to that. No one has answers. They're not touching anybody else. They're not doing any of that shit. And these police officers have a whole history of what I've called them for. I said, stop touching me. This is what's going on. People are touching me, running shit into me, carts, fucking gym equipment, fucking running into me, grabbing me at Bass Pro Shops and fondling my fucking arms. And what do? You have a shithead fucking officer show up on the scene who has no clue of what the situation is about, decides he's going to come up to me and push me. Here we are. Here we are.